Hey everyone, Dominic here, bringing you another Ravening Report. This time we've got Edmonton Onslaught 2019, game number 2. The deployment type for this one was Encircle, with Hold the Ground as the secondary objective. My second opponent was High Elves, and here's a quick look at his list. If you want to pause on that and take a longer look, go ahead. For deployment here, Vampire Covenant, we have a Shrieking Horror, 2 Winged Reapers with paired weapons, 10 Wraiths, 2 Great Bats, a unit of 11 Barrow Knights, full command, and the Banner of Zavgod. Inside that unit I've got my Army General. He's a Vampire Count, Independent, Wizard Adept of Occultism. He has the Eternity Gem, True Thirst, Talisman of Shielding. He's on a horse, heavy armor shield, and he's got the Arcane Knowledge. Next we have a Bat Swarm, unit of zombies with Banner and Musician. Another unit of zombies with a Banner and a Musician. Inside that unit I have a Wizard Adept, Necromancer of Evocation, and she has the Talisman of the Void. Over here we've got another unit of, or a big unit of skeletons, Sword and Board, Banner of the Relentless Company, and full command. Inside that unit I have a Vampire Courtier. He's a Wizard Apprentice with paired weapons, the Touch of Greatness enchanted on those, and he's got the Flying Horror upgrade. Lastly, I have a unit of 4 Vampire Knights with a Musician. So for the High Elves, he's got a unit of, these are the core, the Highborn Lancers. He's got his General on a Griffin over here. He's got a Great Eagle, Lion Guard. He's got some Land Reavers. This one is his Mage on a Dragon. He's got a unit of, I forget what these guys' new name is, the Dragon Knights. Full command on them. He's got his BSB on a Dragon. He's got another Eagle. And he's got another unit of Highborn Lancers. He does a Vanguard like so. And that's kind of how the table looks like as we start turn 1. So for Vampire Covenant went first. I figured I can probably push the center and draw out maybe his knights if he doesn't want to just give up the objective right away without having to push the rest of my army forward. So that's kind of all I do, is I just move those big 2 of the big blocks towards the objective. The rest is more or less just staying where it is. We go to Magic. We try and do Hasten the Hour to knock out this unit champ here. He stopped that one. And then we do Breath of Corruption with the Sacrifice, I believe, on my General. Goes off. And then we brought back some new zombies here as well. We do the Breath of Corruption, knock off 4 of the guys over here. And that's pretty much it. So for turn 1 for Highborn Elves, he liked this side. I'm on a hill, he's on a hill, but we're both like 19 or 20 inches away from each other, so he didn't want to get close, and I was more than happy if he wanted to stay away. This side, he pushes up those Lancers and gets the 2 characters ready to go. And yeah, he's just kind of keeping back of that center. He kind of shifts sideways with those. So that's kind of what the table looks like as we go into Magic. So over here, I believe he tried to cause wounds to the Shrieking Horror. Didn't do anything. And actually didn't really put any cards down. He didn't really get much for Magic off the first time. I think he did something and did a Blaze for a single wound over here. But that's pretty much it. Vampire Covenant turn 2. We push the center again, keeping the same tactic. And same tactic over here where our knights are just in this big standoff. So if he wants to go in and try and get a flank charge, that gives me a good opportunity to stop him. So We go into Magic phase. We do Breath of Corruption again. I believe this time it was stopped, actually. Maybe not. Either way, we do some screams and knock off a couple guys over here. But other than that, he's sticking around. And that's what the table looks like. So we go into the start of turn 2 for Highborn Elves. So to start things off, he's going to charge in with those Lancers. They make it in, and that's pretty much it. Shifts those characters. He keeps moving them kind of around to get into a flanking position. And this side of the table is more or less, he's decided to shift further over and continue shifting with these knights as well. Try and divide and conquer. He goes into Magic, and I believe it's this phase. He gets really, really lucky. He does the 3d6, I think it's Pyroclastic Flow, on the Winged Reapers, and wipes them completely out. That was pretty much it for Magic. Oh no, I think he also got Flaming Swords over here. Either way, I think this is a picture of him doing the Blaze back here. And he goes into combat. So he wins, and I think it was only by, I think I had 3 wounds on me from something. He did 3 wounds in a charge, and I did, what did I do? I only did 2 wounds. I think he may have had a banner. Either way, if he had not gotten rid of these Reapers in the Magic phase, their Necromantic Aura would have pushed this guy to still be alive here. So he got really lucky with that one. But either way, he gets out and he's free now. Start of turn 3 for Vampire Covenant. So the Knights decide to declare a charge against the White Lions. And we're going to do just the character, I believe, is what I did over here. A really long charge into the flank of these, the Dragon Princes over here. Rest of these guys, the Wraiths just walked up, took care of the last few Highborn Lancers. We go into Magic phase. We do Hasten the Hour. We knock off a couple wounds over here. And then we try to do the Rot Within on his BSB over here. And I can't remember if this one actually went off or not, but I believe it did. That's what that one there is depicting. Combat comes. We wipe out the White Lions over here and overrun into the Eagle. Didn't suffer any kind of damage. If I did, the True Thirst brought 2 guys back, so that's kind of how that's looking. On the other side of the table, that vampire character did fail his charge as well. So here we go, Highborn Elves. He's going to charge into the flank, and both of these characters are going to go into the Wraiths. That's pretty much it. He goes into Magic. He gets the Favor off, and I can't remember what else. I think he got something else off here as well, but Favor went off. We go into combat. This one here, he just wipes out the Wraiths, and I think he just elected to stay where he was, actually. We go to this one. I challenge him out with my unit champ and kill the Eagle. I do suffer a wound from Crumble, so that's okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We go into Vampire Covenant, I believe turn 4. So the bats, the great bats go into the flank over here, as well as the zombies declare a long charge over here. My thought this time is if I summon a guy back, even if he kills me with 4, I'll have charge, flank, super flank, and just crush him by numbers. So over here, that vampire character declares a charge against the guys on the hill, and I believe this one. I didn't take very much pictures. I believe we make this charge this time, and the zombies over here fail, but the bats make it in. We go into Magic. We do the Rot Within sacrifice just to gain another token on the BSB. I believe he stops that this time, and then we give him Breath of Corruption as well. We also did Hasten the Hour over here to kill the unit champ and 2 other dudes. Actually, I think I may have just gone just for the unit champ, just so that I don't get challenged out. We fight this one, and I whiff entirely. I think I only caused 2 wounds, and the armor saved 1. And it's a push. Either that or he wins. Or I think I won by 1, but either way, he's sticking around. We go over here. This time, he didn't do any damage to me. I think I did maybe a wound or 2 to him. Combat res, he fails his check either way, and he flees. I tried to restrain this pursuit with the knights, but I fail another 9 chest discipline check again and chase after him, so that's where that's looking. Highborn Elves turn 4. Both of his 2 characters there, after getting rid of the Wraiths, decide to go into the zombie unit. They both make it in. And... oh, no, sorry. In that last challenge, I had chased him. He didn't run off the table. And I only went 2 inches. So in his turn, he rallies, does like so. And he pivots on the spot these other knights just to get ready for what's coming over there. That's kind of what the table looks like. He goes into magic. I think he did some sort of damage. I think he had the hex one that went right into combat here. But nothing really else. Goes into that combat and just shreds the zombies and pivots on the spot just to face those other ones. As you can see, my Necromancer had bailed out earlier and is now over here. So this is the start of Vampire Covenant turn 5. We declare that charge at him, hoping I can actually damage him this time with 5 strength 6 attacks. Hoping I can win and chase him off the table and then get off the table away from these knights. But we also declared a really long charge from my Vampire Knights against his Dragon Knights. That one failed. This one makes it in. Over here, I decided to move the Great Bats back just to preserve their points because they don't really have anything else to do this game. And I don't need him casting Pyromancy just to quick up a few extra points here and there. Well, the Knights make their slow journey back across the table. My 2 blocks are just kind of sitting around, shifting. The zombies are on the token. The secondary has long since been mine now. And, yeah. We go into magic. We gain back wounds in a bubble over here. And then we do the Rot Within to lower their offense, defense for the rest of the game as well. We fought this one. I still whiffed, and I killed one guy. This time he stuck, and I reformed further down just to get him so that these knights are closer to my knights in my turn. So this is actually the start of his turn 5. He declares that charge, makes it in, and I believe these guys decided not to go into the zombies this time, or anywhere else for that matter. He didn't want to get bogged down that far away from where support could come in. He goes into magic, and I believe he does... I forget. We didn't really take good pictures of those ones. Either way, he was trying to cause damage to the Vampire Knights just to wound them up. So I think he tried a couple different little fireball spells here and there, but didn't do any damage to them. We fight the combat with the Vampire character. He wins and just pivots on the spot. So start of turn 6 for Vampire Covenant. We charge into the bird that he put over here, and that was actually it. I figured there's no sense on getting closer to all of this. Turn 6, I just turn around and head back for my hill, and the Barrow Knights move up to get within spell range of all of this as well. And looking back, I probably should have just moved these zombies further away or did something with them as well, but I probably could have done some kind of a maneuver there to block this guy from getting in there, but that's alright. We go into magic, Oh yeah, we did Breath of Corruption on my unit champion in this combat here, and that was pretty much it. We fight it. I win by combat res. I didn't use the Breath of Corruption, and I tried to overrun. It was like an 8 to get into these guys. I got like a 6, so now they're sitting out there, and they're going to face some pretty big turn 6 charges here. And he does so like that. So the Dragon Knights go in, his General goes in, and his Mage goes in the rear. Magic Phase, I believe he got off the Favor over here. That was pretty much it. And he goes into this combat. So what I did actually is I challenged out his unit champ in this unit, I believe, with my Necromancer. And then he killed a whole ton of skeletons. But the unit champ didn't get singled out from the attacks. And he does the Breath Corruption, causes a bunch of wounds over here, which saved him just enough guys so that I don't crumble out at the end of the game. But yeah, that's kind of the end of the game right there. Tallied up the points, and it ended in a 15-5 victory after the secondary for Vampire Covenant. Fun game. Like I said, I think I had a bit of an advantage there, just the list matchup, but fun game nonetheless. Really good opponent to play against as well. Nice enough to buy me a beer at the end of the game, so shout out to him for that. So hope you guys enjoyed these battles. Stay tuned for the next one.